And then lastly, we want to review agreements and verify compliance. Right? Compliance and performance standards should also be reviewed and monitored. This is going to ensure both parties are meeting each other's needs, very much like I just said previously, and it also will define who is responsible in the event of a breach. All right, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, quite often, because there's just so many hackers, so many things trying to get access to our data, to our assets. It's going to happen at one point or another. Our main goal would be to mitigate that and to reduce that risk as much as possible. But when it does in fact happen, we need to define who's going to be responsible in the event of that breach. And then options should be defined in advance. All right, are disputes handled in mediation? Are they handled in court? Okay, all of these things have to be identified and defined so that it reduces the misunderstandings, and it also gives us proper procedure for, as I said, not a matter of if, but when these types of things come up. And then doing so ensures a mutual benefit of two things, of our business partner agreement, or our memorandum of understanding, I should say. Okay, lastly, let's go over a quick module review. We talked about the onboarding and offboarding process for our business partners, what needs to be done when we bring somebody on board, what things need to be defined, and also what needs to be torn down or destroyed upon offboarding, okay, as far as data backups, and so on and so forth. We talked about social media networks and applications. Okay, if we have a third party monitoring our social media, we need to make sure that we define what's acceptable and what's not acceptable so they understand. And then we talked about various interoperability agreements, our SLAs, BPAs, MOUs, and ISAs. Talked about privacy considerations, risk awareness, unauthorized data sharing. Again, all of these things, each and every topic here needs to be defined, and for a multitude of reasons, not the least of which is it pulls that ambiguity out of the equation and makes sure that if and when something does happen, we have a leg to stand on legally, and then we can quickly come to resolution. And then data ownership and data backups, making sure we follow security policies and procedures, and then reviewing agreements and requirements to make sure that we verify compliance and performance standards. So I hope this module was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you very much for watching.